If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. This here is a new species of Petalluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living things and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Ah yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball, a veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Perfectly done, Gaddis. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petalluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Oh, a Goobu.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
Oh, those flowers. Maybe I can pick one?
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekes. Like me.
Entelekes? What does that mean?
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Interesting.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions.
The Akasha.
In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
I don't need the flashback. I totally knew that already. I thought they reinforced that pretty well.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis? That's funny. Is that like a accidental or coincidental Final Fantasy XI reference?
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekes.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleke!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Space.
Wait! A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Why is he so mad about that? Shouldn't he be excited?
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation.
That's interesting. So they're at the same position that the modern day people are at, where a handful of people are aware of it, but there's no way to really prove it.
What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
Wait a minute. Did they inadvertently cause the final days by trying to enlarge the flow of fucking Dynamis?
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Entelechy. Like me.
It's not the same, though. Also, how did he harness that energy to make something like that if they don't understand that much about it?
So... are we the same? Entelecchies.
I don't think so. Sure, I don't see why I couldn't be one. If I'm thin, it's because Emet-Selch didn't do a proper job. While I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination, I mean, that's fucking true. There's been countless times that through the skin of my teeth or sheer willpower, the Warrior of Light has persevered when really he shouldn't have been able to. So I think that's ironically, or not ironically, quite accurate.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
Oh, shut up.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis.
Huh. I mean, on the bad side, right? Like, everybody being turned into shit is because they're sundered souls, so maybe they're more vulnerable to Dynamis or Akasha or whatever the hell energy it is.
And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it.
Yawn.
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
He sounds like he has got a good voice when he's not sounding like Asahi. Alright, Emmett, what do you want now? Oh. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew, but it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you wish to know why Emet-Selch was chosen for the convocation. I should be glad to share the tale. Ahem. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're about to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. so prickly, even when he was younger. What now? Tell me about the convocation. If you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the Council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field, or possess skills that would facilitate the performance in their stipulated duties. The former category includes Mitron, specialist in aquatic life, Logriff, specialist in terrestrial life and husbandry. Husbandry, huh? Those two, wow. Halmarit, specialist in fungal and plant life, Emeraloth, specialist in medicine and healing, and Lahabrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there's Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igiorm, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric, Pashtarot, preserver of discipline and order, Emet-Selch, keeper of the ethereal realm or underworld in the vernacular, Vandaniel, pursuer of extant phenomena, and Azim, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. What? Should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you would do well to remember it all. So that 14th seat was meant to be a traveler the whole time, then. I'll tell you the tale when we're far away from sensitive ears. Yes, please do. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it's released into the world. Yeah, somebody certainly does, because these things are everywhere. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well, the Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Oh, well, I've seen this before. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third-generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem the result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't seem to get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? Of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running around robeless, shameful. Am I to understand you made a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emet-Selch, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. But I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. He just tells it to come with him. This water is very loud. Emet-Selch is out of sight? Good. Let us speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emet-Selch train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly when untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it's not his duty. I'm loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Gaddis, I want you to go to Emet-Selch. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He'll be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. I have a favor to ask. Okay. Well, are the preparations for the scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? I have a favor to ask. Oh, do I have to do this fucking case sensitive? Oh, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodaeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emet-Selch. Please, Emet-Selch. Oh, God. I hate typing that stuff.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
Yes, I am.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet-Selch. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
His face.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Man, Hythlodaeus is a naughty little dude. I love him.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emet-Selch.
not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last. I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emet-Selch joined the convocation.
Oh, yeah.
Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see Aether.
Really?
But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating Aether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emet-Selch has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend.
Azem?
A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow.
Yep.
His antics irritate Emet-Selch to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents.
So they really were close friends.
And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends.
Oh.
To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world.
Oh god. I kind of wish I could warn you guys now.
And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star.
Jesus, I don't know if I like the whole, like, die as soon as you finish all your business concept.
Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Oh, it's flying.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine hereon. Why don't you go and signal to Emet-Selch? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
He's got a much more arduous task in the future. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Goddess and I can relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you'll need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that's what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way, we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. Oh god, genetic manipulation. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. So he doesn't want to just create things over again or wipe out the life to start anew. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. That's interesting. Like, he finds the value in life that the other researchers just don't even consider to be the same kind of life as, like, them. It's a lot like how Emet-Selch said he didn't even consider us to be alive the way that he was. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Aganorsis now. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Sure. Tell me, Goddess, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Nothing so far, but I'm hopeful that will change. Dynamics seem promising. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but I don't think I've found it yet. I want to know about Dynamics. Dynamics, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Ichion, I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it is set upon the nearest Occupants, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry? Or somehow provoked? I just fed them myself, and the Occupites were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Ichion that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Uh-oh, I can see where this is gonna go. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suitable for release, I've no doubt the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. Oh, these are the victim animals. Ichion was indeed responsible. Or a Lycaon? How the hell do you say that? The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. A Lycaon was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emet-Selch and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Ichion did not escape, or the Lycaon did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you've finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with guidance. Come, come. It's down this path and over the bridge. A fearsome beast, this Lycaon. But where is it now? The Okiopet is no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Lycaon. Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycones, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Kitsis. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that the Lycaon slaughtered Ukiopets. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released? Aye, I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not when they are released. Lycones would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we use Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior is unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The Chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories, that we may observe creations in different environment conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pastorot may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. Let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of Aether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture. Making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. Yeah, I don't think he's thinking along the same lines as you guys. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis for all the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet, insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all that Lycones have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that Emet-Selch may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. Now, she's not happy, which means he's also not happy. To man, other beings are just things to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. So this guy's compassion might actually be everybody's undoing, basically. I guess we'll see. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteon, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Gaddis. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? Don't worry about it. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Gaddis? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up. With a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most. Of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong. Better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one. And I want you to search with me. Let's start here, at the 12 Wonders. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Aw, there's nothing. The shiny thing over there, what could it be? Yep, it's those flowers. Why didn't we just pick them where we saw them before? Ooh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelechies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Truly, the flower was dark in your home? Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion? I dare say I have a few. I've known the pain and sorrow of loss. I felt great fury and frustration. I've been plagued by doubt and anxiety. That's me. I see. Hermes has felt the same. A shortness of breath. The walls closer and closer. But only him. And no one else feels it. Please, Goddess, won't you lend them to me? Your doubt and anxiety? I want to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Trust me, I could give you all the darkness you want. Truly? You'll do it? Sure. I'm a part-time Dark Knight, you know. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you. It means more than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. Is that going to be a good thing, though? I feel like... Well, I guess we'll see.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision.
Probably not a good one from the way that you're sounding.
My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms.
What? Inside that little house?
There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on.
Oh god. Make the flowers destroyed. Turn them black. Think of all the bad things in your life.
You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh? What do you look like? What does he look like? Oh, he's cute.
May we talk a moment?
He kind of looks a little bit like Noctis from 15, kind of. But definitely looks like an Ellison. Oh, a little hedgehog, what the hell? How cute. Can I? No, come back. God damn it.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought.
Oh, no, just don't discard the little hedgehogs. They're so cute.
Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished.
He's a very compassionate person.
We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful.
He's not wrong.
Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. pain and suffering, confusion and despair writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Nor to miss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white.
Yeah, definitely ignorance. Or they just don't care.
A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteion's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
I actually really feel bad for this guy now. I mean, it sucks so bad that his sundered soul would decide to just do a big middle finger to this guy and be the most evil, assholey dude imaginable. But the source guy seemed like a true stand-up good guy. And it pisses me off that the latest incarnation of Fandaniel turned into such an insufferable ass. Glad I could be of service. Let's have no more brooding, eh? No, you can't stop someone from how they feel. Oh, I could tell you all about suffering. Yeah, he's from one person through the ringer to the other. I could share some stories.
Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain. It's just the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetherus. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there?
It's a very forward-thinking ancient.
What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteion and her sisters.
That makes me wonder. We know that in the reflections, they are sundered ancients or Asians, but did we get imbued at all with a small fraction of Dynamis or Akasha or whatever the hell it's called without us knowing? Considering that it's something that you can't sense the way you can sense ether. Maybe we're hybrid beings and we have both at our disposal, which is why the Warrior of Light can do the kind of crazy things he can do just purely based off his emotion and willpower.
Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right.
What? What's there? Something bad? Uh-oh, solemn and sorrowful. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and as Chief Overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet, whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycones have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is prepared to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course. Let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Oh, that's what they were? They look like Fenrir. Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Gaddis handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to Emet-Selch, unneeded though it is. Meteion, you are to stay here with Doros. But Hermes... The Lycones must be reverted. I would spare you their pain, and mine. This is my burden, not yours. But if you are intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Oh, he's just up in the air. I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. We will approach it slowly in full view and draw the Lycone's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a brief few moments, and that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. God damn it.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire.
Those LODs, though.
Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
He cares so much. It just sucks that nobody else seems to. If they all felt the way he did, it'd be a much different place.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
So something changes because he did eventually become Van Daniel. But was it Emet-Selch convincing him to? Or did he find some other angle for taking that seat? Now I'm curious. The other Lycones have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal, or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well they deserve, no matter how well deserved the rest, there's a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such a torment? Oof, well you will find out someday, pal. You definitely will. Where to now? If there's anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed his decision. As such, I may well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, goddess? Will you continue along with us? Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back toward Agnorosis. Here we are, Notineus. This teleporter will take us to Kalameos Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Kalamelios Zephyros.
That's a mouthful.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos.
I kind of wonder how many times they had to do these lines, because there's no way you get it right the first time. There's just no way.
Right then. Let's begin by...
Oh,
Well, well. An Arrhaeus. How delightful.
a little Spriggan. Oh.
And what, pray tell, is that?
That's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago.
Yeah, he's about to be a mini-boss in a dungeon in the far future.
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept.
Wait, but aren't these islands all supposed to be for flying? What is the fascination with picking water creatures to make them fly?
At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact. And then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst, concepts with multiple heads, or arms arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Whoa. Istinian? Oh no. Oh, it's her. Is this Venat?
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
This is definitely her before she became Hydaelyn's heart.
Vanar, that we should meet you here.
Oh, without the T, but nah, okay.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work.
What? What makes her so special? Oh, because... No, but they didn't make Hydaelyn yet, so why?
Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Oh. It's funny, my character pretty much mirrored my expression when he said that.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emet-Selch. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number.
Okay, I like her.
A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Jesus, he's gonna be pissed.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
Oh, okay, he takes it in stride.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
But that makes a lot of sense. If they were both in the seat of Azem, then that's definitely why she favors the Warrior of Light even above everybody else. Because, you know, they were super close pals.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are?
Oh? Maybe she knows.
I say, have you perchance come from the future?
Holy shit. She does not mince words. Can I even say yes or no? Will I be allowed to?
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you.
The jig is up.
Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
Oh, she is a good detective.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Oh boy. That sounds rather like a blessing of light. Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals by any chance? They're not going to know what primals are. Well, blessing is similar. I kind of am curious if she knows about that.
Primals, you say? But I'm not familiar with such beings. But if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Oh no, that's gonna pique his interest for sure.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
Yeah.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
Who says? Come on.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest.
She's a regular Columbo.
Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
I don't know if you would want to help if you knew. Or some of you might not want to help.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Oh, crap.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past.
It is true, you left all the hints, so it's not like I figured it out for myself.
It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept-engraved crystal, and the quick-fingered Aureus has made off with it. An Aureus, he said? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to Aureus, and there's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Okay. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading into Poiton Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted all our efforts. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better? Why, yes, I did. The crystal! Well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? Traveling and searching goes hand in hand. I've often been asked to do so. Oh, you too. Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azim, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running, should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree?